I'm Justin Six, and this is another vlog. And today's going to be a little bit different because I'm going to be talking about this comic, which it's pretty small. I don't really feel the need to spoil it, but I'm pretty sure just from like the marketing material and what they said in like interviews, they pretty much spoiled most of what happens in the first like issue. I don't really read comics much, so I think the proper term for like what this is the first issue, but I could be wrong. Feel free to correct me in the comments if I am. But yeah, this comic, the reason I read it, even though I don't normally read comics, is because it is from Impact Theory, which for those who don't know, that is a company started by Tom Bilyeu, who before that did something called Quest Nutrition, which is like these healthy bars. And his goal with Impact Theory is basically to have impact. The way he's described it in the past is he wants to pull people out of the matrix and basically wake people up to, like, it's hard to describe. The reason the matrix works so well is it's basically like waking people up to reality, waking up people to what they actually like, basically to leading like more satisfying and fulfilling lives, I guess, is a way to put it. And first he started off with Impact Theory. He has a YouTube channel and he just does a bunch of interviews with highly successful people. And the interviews are really well done. He does a ton of research, and he always starts with an intro, just breaking down what they've done in the past. And then the questions normally help to get to the like center of how they accomplished what they accomplished and what is at the core of their like belief system. And then also he explores what they personally want to do and how they want to have impact on the world. Hence Impact Theory. And the idea behind that is the interviews are quite insightful and informational and help you to be pulled out of the matrix, so to say. But he also believes that he needs to go into media, so hence the comic, and eventually he wants to do TV shows, movies, video games, because he thinks that that's the only way to reach people who don't necessarily want to be reached, that are in such a low place that they're not looking to improve their lives. But he believes with like powerful stories, you can still inspire people, even if they don't necessarily want to be, which is kind of what happened with me. Like Fight Club had huge impact on me. Like after seeing Fight Club, I was like freaked the hell out and like couldn't sleep and like just wanted to like do something completely different. And I think that was the first time that I like cut out video games and movies and everything. And that lasted for a month, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it was a lot for me. And then soon after that, I went to Asia, I think. I'm not entirely sure on the time frame though. I could be totally off. But either way, this comic, that's the man who basically made it. He worked in collaboration with Steve Aoki, which is like a famous musician. I'm not too into him. I mostly bought it because of Impact Theory and Tom Bilyeu. But because this is the first issue, it doesn't really delve into anything like super deep. I would recommend it, but I would probably recommend just waiting until there's a couple out and there's more of a coherent like narrative and the story's gone on a little bit longer. The only problem with this one, because it's just establishing the world, the only thing that like took me out of the world was there was like a reference to Star Wars, like you have the wrong droid, or this is not the droid you're looking for, and that really took me out. So I hope they don't do too much pop culture stuff, because it feels like when you're that far into the future, because this is a sci-fi story set in the distant future, it feels wrong to have those like pop culture references that are relevant today that far into the future. Maybe that's just me though, but that's the only thing that bothered me. Otherwise, the setup was pretty interesting. And the themes that it explores, I can definitely see how it could lead to a narrative where people feel inspired from reading it, or if it's eventually adapted to like TV or whatever, there too. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it, but the basic concept is that like it's in the distant future where technology has become stigmatized, kind of. And basically it's like two different groups of people: the people that like use implants and like are like one with technology, and the people that are completely against doing that. And then one of the persons who is completely against technology basically dies and they are implanted with implants. And that's like the setup, which is basically set up in this. So I'm looking forward to more of it. I otherwise don't have a ton to say about it. I'm just excited for future releases of the stories. I actually bought 2 of this comic because it's not really expensive, and I don't know, I just feel like it might be worth something at some point, and even if not, it's just cool to have like one that I can keep in like mint condition for myself, because I'm a big fan of like impact theory stuff. Like Tom has helped me a lot with his interviews. There's been so much useful information there. So yeah, thank you for listening to me jabber about this comic. The main reason I wanted to do this is I feel like when I was looking up like for reviews and stuff, there was like nothing that I could find. So I figured I would talk about it since I read it anyway, so why not? Tomorrow, the game jam that I've been talking about starts, and I'm still excited for that, still very nervous for that, but hopefully it'll work out. I'll give another update tomorrow. And yeah, I hope you're doing well. If you like this video, like the video. If you want to see more videos and maybe see what happens with the game jam, and if the roguelike game that I make actually ends up being any good or if it's total shit, then yeah, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.